News.
It protects others more than it protects you because it prevents you from breathing or speaking moistly on them. Oh, what a terrible image.
Rock.
Hey, thank you, man. You guys rock.
And local talk.
I love these guys.
Hey, listen up, everybody.
Rocks my socks off.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell starts now.
Hello, good morning. That is us. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
You're listening to Fort Erie Radio. Thank you for joining us. I had a little, I don't want to say mishap in the drive-thru line yesterday, but I got a story for you.
All right.
I'm going to share that with you in just a moment.
I can't wait.
Right now, it is the top of the hour. Let's get into what's making news.
News, sports, and weather at the top of the hour. Presented by Jones and Tyrrell.
This morning's news is brought to you by Maxim Small Engine Repair, 512 Ridge Road North. Get your gear tuned up and summer ready. See JP and his team today. Make sure to mention this ad. Get 10% off your labor. Well, the Fort Erie Sting is gearing up for their home opener on Thursday against the Clarkson Soccer Club. Game gets going at 9 p.m. Free to attend in person at Optimus Park. And speaking of upcoming events, we've got our weekly roundup published at forteerieradio.ca. Always a favorite. Every week we publish a list of all the stuff happening in our town for the week. Worth a look. Lots of stuff coming up over the next few days. A woman was arrested by U.S. Border Patrol at the end of May for crossing illegally into the U.S. on foot. Can't make this up.
Pretending she's a train.
Well, that's it. She walked across the International Railway Bridge. Allegedly, she was attempting to smuggle something, we don't know what, into the U.S.
Did she make train noises?
Could you imagine?
That'd be awesome. Woo woo.
U.S. Border Patrol was tipped off when they saw a woman going choo-choo on the International Railway Bridge. This just in at Fort Erie Radio. No, what actually happened is a male driver was waiting for her in a car on the other side of the bridge. She got into the car. Well, I guess the Border Patrol agents were waiting to pick her up. The driver was arrested and charged too. Good times had by all. A McMaster student woke up on Friday to discover that her car was missing. She contacted police, discovered it was en route to auction. They were about to auction it off. National Bank of Canada erroneously repossessed the car. Whoopsie.
Wow. That's quick turnover. Like they just took it and it's going direct to auction within minutes.
That's how they do it. And in the process, I guess they're in the process of returning it now. No word as to whether or not they're going to compensate the victim for essentially stealing her car. For more information on these stories and more, please visit forteerieradio.ca. Brenda, what is happening in sports?
Well, not as exciting as what's happening in news. In Major League Baseball, the Jays lost by a score of 7-2 to the Orioles last night. They're playing them again at 7:07 p.m. French Open, both the men's and women's quarterfinals are happening today if you're into that sort of thing. And a fan of golf got like up close and personal at the Canadian Open the other day when one of the caddies was injured.
Okay.
And he just like being a good Canadian, he's like, "Can I help, man?" And they're like, "Yeah." Gave him the bib.
Caddied for one of the players?
Gave him the bib, and he's like, it's no Zamboni driver playing goal, but it's up there.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so Paul Emerson, huge golf fan, got to caddy for like 4 holes.
Wow, okay.
Good times. They said, they asked him, they said, did the champion ask you for advice? He said, no. And if he's ever seen me play, it would be a hell no.
I love that for baseball games, they started something specific like 7:07. For a game that takes 9.5 hours to play, it's like, gets going at 7:07. Today, you should expect mostly sunny conditions, high of 28, low of 17 overnight. Tomorrow, high of 27 with scattered thunderstorms. Then Thursday, expect a mix of sun and cloud, high of 21. We update you on traffic twice an hour. Stay tuned for that.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Hello, good morning. That is us. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
It is 6:12, 15 degrees. Join the conversation anytime. Call or text us, 289-931-8400. We posted our Father's Day giveaway.
Yes, we
to
did.
Social media last night. We are giving away a round of golf for, 4 people. A foursome. Round for a foursome at Fort Erie Golf Club.
Dad and 3 friends.
Text us or call us your funniest dad story that we enjoy the most. We shouldn't even say funny. I don't want to, people who go, I'm not funny. Entertaining. Entertain us.
It's funny because the one that I shared yesterday, I got a message from my aunt saying, it's a good thing the gentleman you mentioned was dead. because he would have been upset to know that your father used him as a ruse.
I don't remember the story. I don't remember. I don't remember what we did 5 minutes ago.
I hear you.
That's okay.
I hear you. And I feel the love.
But text us or call us your amusing dad stories. 289-931-8400. Have a chance to win a round of golf for 4. Now, I mentioned at the onset of the show, I had a little bit of a drive-through story.
Yes.
You ever used the drive-through, Brenda?
You know what?
On your electric scooter?
Some drive-thrus won't let me.
Why not?
I don't know. Like McDonald's won't let me. The other places let me, but
What do they come on the
won't.
speaker and just go, take a hike? Like,
No,
what
they'll wait for you to like get around to the window, and then they're like, "Oh no, we can't serve you on a scooter." And I'm like, "Well, what the hell?" They're like, "You have to come around." I'm like, "But you're not open."
You just,
like,
but
that's
didn't they
the
just make your
reason.
sandwich?
Well, this is it. It's like we've gone through the process.
Yeah.
We've gone through the process. Just give me the damn food.
But what are you going to do with the food
let
on
me
your
pay.
scooter? Like, what are you going to do? You're going to just carry a tray of drinks while you're riding your scooter?
Well, no, I've got like the little clamshell thing. I've got some pretty mad skills. But still, like if you're gonna deny me the power of drive-through,
Yeah.
like at least tell me. Don't take my order.
Well, yeah.
You know, it's like don't make me go through the process. Nothing. Most of the time, you're trapped in the drive-through anyway. It's
Yes.
like because
Yes.
the little island thing's there. But I've gotten mad enough that. I know I'm an idiot. I've gotten mad enough that I've wanted to like go over the median and just go, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Oh, I didn't have my finger on the button. I should have had it ready.
That's okay. I've got the skills.
Oh, yeah? Well, screw you guys. I'm going home.
There we go. Well, I feel like at least a third of my stories these days, maybe it's me settling into dad life, but like a third of them involve me going through a drive-through. And let's be honest, do I look like somebody who doesn't go to McDonald's? Like, let's get real. So on my way to physio yesterday when we were done the show, or on, was it Monday? Whatever day it was. I don't even know what day today is. I decided to stop for a little McDonald's breakfast, hash brown, sausage McMuffin, the whole bit. And McDonald's is one of those drive-thrus with 2 lanes, splits like left and right. And I like that because I like to take advantage of people making bad decisions. So here's the scenario. There's the 2 lanes. There is a car ordering on the right. The left lane is open, and there's a car in front of me. And rather than that car going into the left lane that's open, it goes into the right lane to stop and wait behind the person who's already ordering. So I pull into the left lane, and I get to order first. And I end up ahead of this car that was ahead of me. And now they're sitting in their car, looking disgusted at me, shaking their head.
Because you jumped the queue.
I didn't jump the queue. I picked the open lane. Isn't that why there's 2 lanes?
I don't know. I always thought like there was 2 lanes. Like one was for like single people, and the other one was like so if you have a passenger,
What?
you can like hand the stuff. I don't know.
Is my drive-through etiquette wrong? Have I been doing it wrong all these years?
You're asking someone who doesn't have like doors on their vehicle.
Well,
like so I
that's
don't
it.
know. It's
I just want to know,
I'm excited
am I the
just
jerk?
to be able to use it.
Did I do something wrong in that scenario? I thought the point of having 2 lanes was to keep things moving so that people get through faster rather than having just one sort of order box.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they felt like you jumped it. Like you can only use that other lane during, I don't know, rush hour or something.
I don't know.
If it's open, it's open. Like it's their own fault for having 2.
Well, this is it. And I figure, the person who's all disgruntled behind me, look, man, you had every opportunity. You could have taken that left lane. But I'm curious, listeners, you want to text in 289-931-8400. Am I the jerk or am I the a-hole, as Reddit calls it?
And McDonald's is the only place on the planet, I think, that has like the dual.
Well, I think Tim's does too.
Drive-through,
Tim's
they?
does right here, yeah. Crescent and, or Crescent, what am I saying? Central and Garrison. Yeah, they do too. But anyway, we got to look at traffic
There's
coming
enough
up.
room for a dual drive-through there?
We got to look at traffic coming up here in a moment. Also, Brenda's favorite Guinness World Record setter is back at it again. Dude's in the David Rush.
He's doing like one a day, and all of them make me go, why?
Dude's into water sports, as it turns out. We got to look at weird damn news coming up in a moment. Right now, we're listening to AFI on Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Good morning. You are listening to Fort Erie Radio. I'm Brent Jones.
I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
628, 15 degrees. There's a little something we like to do every morning, right around this time, called the Weird Damn News.
Yup.
This is a collection of some of the strangest stories we found from all around the world. And I understand that our boy, what's his name, David Rush?
Yeah, David Rush. The man has no off button. I think he could be his own segment. What has David Rush done today, the idiot?
Is he looking for work?
Yeah.
So we should just put him on air here. He could try to break world records.
You know,
for
I
Guinness.
think he's doing like one a day because his quest is 181.
Do people get paid? Do they make money when they break, like, set a Guinness World Record?
I hope so, because like this occupies a lot of this
Who's got
dude's
time for this? Like, I haven't even there's TV shows I haven't even caught up on from 6 years ago.
Yeah,
Like, how-
I don't know. Retired people,
But
unemployed
he doesn't look
people.
retired. He looks like a young guy when you look him up.
Yeah, I don't know.
So what's he up to now?
Okay, he moved the most amount of water by hand. In 30 seconds. Yeah,
He's
like
into water sports?
yeah, apparently. Like, you know how like you cup your hand like when you're camping to like get a drink of water?
Yeah. Or when
Okay.
after you brush your teeth, unless you're one of those pedantic people that keeps like a mug by your sink or something.
I'm one of those pedantic people.
Of course you are.
But and salt. But anyway, what? It's good for your gums. They like warm, salty water.
Oh, God.
Anyway, yeah. So cupping your hands and moving it from a bucket to a pitcher, which is a meter away. Which, for those of us that don't understand metric,
3.3 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know.
Look at you doing the
I know.
math. You're amazing.
Yeah.
112.4 ounces.
What?
Yeah.
So, but how long did it take him to do it?
In 30 seconds.
He did it in 30 seconds.
did
He
this-
filled up a pitcher in 30 seconds.
He didn't fill the pitcher. He moved that amount of water in 30 seconds.
Okay.
And
Okay.
and this has been a quest.
But like, this was his lifelong dream and ambition.
He's been attempting
Ever
this
since he
one
was
for
a-
5 years.
Ever since he was a little girl, he couldn't wait to grow
Yeah.
up and transfer water with his hand.
I guess. And like I said, he's failed for 5 years. He's been disqualified for using a non-approved surface.
Yeah. Oh, he's from Idaho. That probably explains a lot.
And his pitcher of water moved. But anyway, he did it this time. This is record 174. His
Yeah.
quest, as I said, is 181 because he wants to break Silvo Saba's record of 180.
That is a cheater record. So Guinness has a record for the most Guinness records?
No, that's just how many records this guy, like the Guinness Book of World Record holder record, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Guinness has a record for Guinness records.
Well, you would, I guess, whoever has the most of them.
That's
Anyway,
ridiculous.
so some guy's got 180 and David's on a quest for 181.
I'm not impressed.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
just I don't know. He gives me material each and every day.
Yeah, I was
Thanks,
going to say,
David.
he's weird damn news coming out of Idaho. 'Cause
Yeah.
What else are you going to do? Grow potatoes and
Well,
play with water. My
yesterday-
daughter's too. She likes to play with her little water table,
Yesterday,
move
the
water
dude
outside.
was like blowing up balloons with his nose, so I almost want to say this is a step up.
I mean, it seems less painful at the very least because
Yeah.
watching him blow up those balloons with his nose,
Just
like,
it was wrong.
yeah. If you're just joining us around 6:30 every morning, we like to do a feature we call the Weird Damn News, where Brenda and I take a look at some of the strangest stories from around the world. And I've got one here, Brenda. Have you you've heard of beauty pageants before?
Oh yes.
You ever participated in any beauty pageants?
No, hell no.
Myself neither. Now, have you heard of AI?
You could. You're pretty.
Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That's what they told me in prison. Have you ever heard of AI beauty pageants?
No.
So this is exactly what you think it is.
Who's got the prettiest like avatar?
Basically, there's a sort of a subset, we'll call them, of online content creators, aka losers, very lonely content creators who create like AI women. Give them whole names,
Oh,
stories.
I did hear about
Did you hear about this? So mostly,
I didn't realize it was a beauty contest.
well, mostly they just make these hot model-esque AI girls, and for some reason, there's a thing called the FanView World AI Creators Awards, where you can enter your AI creations. Basically, it's a beauty pageant for AI created women.
So when the plastic girls won't even talk to you anymore.
Yeah, so when real women and girls were like, not for
Oh,
us.
I was even thinking the blow up ones. Like just
Well,
move
even-
on to an AI
Even
one.
that's a physical one next. It's like, okay, we had the mannequin, and now it's like, now we have digital pixels that are entered into a beauty pageant competition. There are 1,500 applicants in this competition. And get this, the judges are not only humans, they're also other AI and droid like robots that are choosing the winners, pick the top 10, shortlisted it down to 10. And the creators and their AI counterparts are competing for a $20,000 prize.
Jesus.
I know. And the part that I hate to admit the most is looking at some of these. I'm like, God damn. Like, these are not real people. So you look at it, but your brain doesn't know the difference, right? You go, these look like real people.
That's crazy.
They look like, and they have stories. So here's a,
they have stories
Curdy.
like little bios of the AI women that don't exist.
Yeah, Curdy is an advocate for ocean preservation in France. There's a photo of her here on the beach picking up trash. I don't know what kind of disgusting French beach this is supposed to be. Like, there's just trash everywhere up to their knees. Laylee is one of the finalists with the most social media followers because they create social media platforms for these fake AI women too. She uses her platform to empower Middle Eastern women.
That aren't allowed to use the internet and look like you.
Well, yeah, it's like, if we can see your face, sweetheart. Hey, Laylee virtually showcases her Moroccan pride online. Lou is an actress and filmmaker giving a voice to minority groups in Brazil. So it's good they have these social causes, I guess, behind this. But yeah, these women, they look the same. It's like,
see, the Russians, they're just using AI as it's intended to like lie to Americans.
Oh, you got a Russia story?
Yeah, also using AI.
Oh, using AI.
Yeah,
okay.
using AI. But again,
nice little segue
for
there.
as it was intended for evil.
For evil?
I'm just saying, like, I would expect nothing less of the Russians. But anyway, because they're not allowed to play at the Olympics this year, because they were disinvited because, that whole Ukraine thing going on.
Yeah.
So the Russians have this company, it's called Storm 1679.
Okay.
They've created a little movie called The Olympics Have Fallen.
Okay.
Starring, allegedly, Tom Cruise.
Wait, so Tom Cruise is starring in a Russian propaganda film?
He's narrating it. Again, this is where the AI comes in. They've created an entire documentary narrated by AI Tom Cruise.
We should see if we can get AI Tom Cruise on our show in the morning.
You know what? Yes, I'd totally be down
Could you
with
imagine?
that.
Hey, it's Brent Jones.
Yeah.
And you go, I'm Brenda Tyrrell. And then we go and I'm Tom Cruise.
Or he just cuts me off and just I'm Tom Cruise and I'm going to jump on your furniture.
Yeah. Our couch is super bouncy. You'd probably love jumping on it.
Yeah, but I kind of this might be my favorite Tom Cruise film ever. The Olympics Have Fallen with AI Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Mission Impossible AI edition.
Yeah, but again, using AI as it's intended for misinformation and evil. Way to go, Russia.
But can you imagine? I wonder how Tom Cruise feels about this. And secondly, I'm just trying to picture you're part of the Russian disinformation squad or whatever, and you're like, how we could really reach American audiences? Tom Cruise.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like they've always seemed to have been behind on the times as to who the big heartthrob is, because you hear the stories about during the war, the Russians littering propaganda saying, your women are cheating on you with Bart Simpson while you're over here fighting the war.
Oh, fair enough. Hey, if you got an AI story, text us. Let us know. 289-931-8400. And I don't know, maybe don't check out some of these AI women who are competing in this pageant.
Maybe we should have our very own Radio Fort Erie AI contest.
Well, I was going to say these photos are safe for work, but not safe for work, if you know what I mean. Long and short, we got another look at traffic coming up here in just a moment. I got a question for you, Brenda.
Quest.
Have you ever walked train tracks? I know you're from a certain generation. Did you ever walk the tracks?
I have.
Have you ever walked the tracks into a totally different country?
No.
Okay.
Because, something in me says that's illegal.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that coming up because I think illegal was the point. Little story making news across the International Railway Bridge. Choo-choo. We're going to listen to Third Eye Blind right now. It's 6:37.
I'm going to get to the States. I think I can.
You're listening to Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Morning, that is us. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
It is 6:47. It is currently 16 degrees. Join the conversation anytime, 289-931-8400. We got a great story for you over at forterieRadio.ca. This is a true story.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Okay, here it comes.
Fire it up. Let's do it.
Here it comes.
Yep. Oh, my God. We just slide that down a little bit. That's a bit on the aggressive side there.
Thomas the Tank Engine?
Yeah,
aggressive?
It's aggressive. Ozzy at 6 in the morning is one thing, but Thomas the Tank Engine?
You're a dad. You should be used to this.
Well, if it was Bounce Patrol, it might be another story, but Hey, a woman yesterday decided to go for a leisurely walk on the train tracks. I say yesterday, sorry, it happened at the end of May.
Just leisurely. It's like, I got to go to the States. I think I can. I think I can.
Choo-choo.
I think I can. I think I can.
Yeah, she decided to walk across the International Railway Bridge into Buffalo, smuggling something, what we're not exactly sure. She had no official status. I mean, entering the U.S., I think a Chinese national. You know, she's like, hey, let's walk across the International Railway Bridge. I hear I was listening to Fort Erie Radio. I hear there's a wait time at the Peace Bridge.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to walk it. I'll hoof it.
Yeah.
No one will notice me.
Nobody. Yeah, well, it turns out they did notice her. Funny thing that is, U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, Border Protection doesn't F around. Like, turns out they're actually keeping an eye on these sorts of things.
Go figure, you know.
Yeah.
And I imagine because it's technically an international border crossing.
Of course.
Like, I'm sure they have cameras
and machine guns
on it. Yeah, well, the American side would.
Yeah.
Here we just got like a couple of angry raccoons that'll just jump on you when you get across the bridge.
Hey, you can't go there, eh? So there was a male driving, waiting for her on the other side. So I think there might have been
coordinated effort. That's what that is.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I think there was like a conspiracy charge.
Did you
or something
call
in
someone
there.
like halfway across the bridge? Like,
Did I?
No, I'm just saying the person, like, to coordinate your
She calls
ride,
her Uber?
to make sure you're there. Like, you're like walking across the train bridge halfway there. You call, like you said, call the Uber. Make sure they're there to pick you up when you get to the other side of the bridge.
Well, they both got charged. I mean, she got sent back to Canada, just subsequently returned.
Across the bridge?
Yeah, they sent her right back to train tracks, probably. Go back where you came from, to Canada. The guy in the car, he was charged too. I think they were both charged with smuggling and... I don't know, Chief Fancy Pants here. Chief Patrol Agent Thomas G. Martin says the smuggling of people and contraband across the border is a serious crime. Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Okay, are you smuggling when it's yourself?
Well,
like when you're walking, I don't know if I can count that as smuggling when it's like if you're hiding a human being in a bag.
But we don't know what she was smuggling. We don't know what. It just references smuggling of people and contraband. So I mean, who knows? That's why I say we don't know what she was carrying, but she was trying to get something. Or
carrying anything. She could have been the contraband because she illegally walked across the bridge.
Well, it's true. It's
hard to say.
It's all wordplay. Semantics, really. But if you're going to enter the U.S., my top tip for you is do so legally. I think that advice is pretty sage at this point.
Yeah, and you know what? Even historically speaking, isn't this sort of done like over the cover of night? Like when they did the invasions in the War of 1812, the cover of night, like not in the middle of the day, man. Just saying.
Well, we don't know what time of day she did it. I have no idea. But I would think just trying to walk across, you'd have better luck hitching a ride on a train, I think you would, than walking across the bridge. Regardless of the time of day.
Well, at least like of not being spotted, because I don't know if I can personally tell the difference between a train and a human being. It doesn't matter what time of the day it is.
Well, I guess you've got exceptional skills then.
Well, I do. Mad skills, I might say.
We got look at what's making local news, sports and weather coming up at the top of the hour. We're also going to have a little chat about something that happened this month in Fort Erie history. That's all coming up. You're listening to Fort Erie Radio. It's Aerosmith, 6:51 a.m.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
That is us. Good morning. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
It is 7:08, 16 degrees. We're inviting you to join the conversation. Text us, 289-931-8400. We might even respond to your text.
Or call.
If we're feeling generous, call us, leave a voicemail. Great reason you could do that, by the way. We posted to our socials our Father's Day giveaway. Round of 4. If you want to play at Fort Erie Golf Club, your dad and 3 friends. I assume your dad's not going to take you. Text us or call us with your funny dad stories. And on June 14th, Friday before Father's Day, we're going to pick our winner, our most amusing story that we received. It's as easy as that. Get in contention. Get in the draw. It's not a draw. Get in the contest. I don't know. What do you say? Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Let's steal from Nike. Just do it, damn it.
Do it. Yeah. Just do it. Hey, it's time for
This Month in Fort Erie History.
This is a little spot in the show where we like to highlight something that happened in a famous June past or this month. June is probably best known around this area historically as the Battle of Ridgeway, kind of the first fight of the Fenian raids. June 2nd, 1866.
Crazy Irish.
Yeah, well, if you go to, and I kind of like going to check out that Battle of Ridgeway site, you know, on Garrison Road. It's kind of cool. It takes you 5 minutes to walk through it and read the plaques, but they got that house there that's full of like musket ball holes, I guess, or
That's
whatever.
cool.
They were like a family of 47 people lived in this little one-room house.
Of course they did, sharing one potato.
Yeah, Sharon, living on Ridge Road, and then they moved the bullet-riddled house over there so you could, so you could see this house.
I know when I first moved to Fort Erie, there was a bunch of guys camped out at the fort.
Yeah,
we're going to reenact the Fenian raids. Not a bunch of them. There was maybe about like 4 or 5 Irish tents and a half a dozen British ones. A good reason to get together and drink rum in the middle of the night.
You know what I've always noticed about these war reenactors, because we get a ton of them from all over planet Earth. They come to our town.
They're intense people.
And they're intense. I didn't have my finger on the button. I should have. There we go. The thing I've noticed is they never seem to want to reenact anything in the winter. They only want to reenact the summer battles.
Yeah.
But they're out there in like their wool coats, and 900-degree weather.
I feel so bad for them. Like I really do.
They're doing it on purpose. They did it to themselves.
And they're in their little like
stay home, man. Just read a history book.
Yeah, they're like in their little tarps,
I don't get it.
tents and stuff in the pouring rain and trying to forage over
trying
a
to
fire.
Start a fire. Yeah,
it's
Stupid.
It's just crazy talk. But man, I'll tell you, they'll come across the street pretty quick to use a hose.
Yeah, I bet they will.
Yeah,
I bet. The Fenian raids were largely considered. I mean, the Fenians were kind of like a precursor to the IRA fighting for Irish independence. They led several attacks against Canada. What was Britain at the time? History books call it as like they wanted to take the colony of Canada, but it was Britain. It was a means of attacking the British Empire. And the battle that occurred in Ridgeway, again, not really correct. It was Bertie Township at the time, but that was sort of the initial attack. They crossed the border, I think about 250 strong with their muskets, and we called in all the best troops we had. We got students from U of T and McMaster to come down.
4 people from Brock.
Yeah, we got a few of those guys. If you can walk and talk, come fight the Fenians. But that's how warfare was fought back then. It was like farmers and pitchforks, you know?
And can I tell you, energetic guys, because the Fenian Brotherhood was, they were based in New York.
Yes.
And made their way up here.
Mm-hmm. They had little like pockets sort of all over the place. But yeah, I mean, I think most of these
As
came
the
from,
Irish do.
As they do, that's right. And something we can look forward to here. I've never fully understood this. Anybody listening knows I love Phil Smith, and I'm looking forward to the Wee Fenian pub opening up in Crystal Beach. But I thought, man, what a name! It's like naming your pub after a group of terrorists. You know?
Yeah, I remember very vividly on a St. Patrick's Day one year, my old landlord decided to paint our door bright orange.
Okay,
bright orange, and there was a whole bunch of Irish exchange students that like lived down the road.
Okay.
And I do remember them coming up the street just kind of like yelling at the door, what the hell? And it's like any other color in the world on any other day.
Right.
Would have been fine. But yeah, paint it bright orange on St. Patrick's Day because we're all going to die.
Well, we got another look at traffic coming up here in just a moment. We're also going to jump into a little bit of Fort Erie questions and answers, find out what's on your minds here in this town. It's currently 7:13. You're listening to Def Leppard on Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Good morning. You're listening to Fort Erie Radio. It's 7:26, 17 degrees. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
And this is a little part in the show we like to call
Fort Erie Questions and Answers, based on the Facebook group by the same name.
Fort Erie Questions and Answers is a part of the show. We like to go through the Facebook group by the same name, pick out any questions and answers that we thought were especially interesting, helpful, or sometimes just pointless. But hey, here's one from Laura. She asks, anywhere in town with local strawberries? And the most common answers were our farmers markets. Stevensville Farmers Market is actually starting up.
I was going to say that opens tomorrow.
Tomorrow afternoon, yeah. Tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 6, I believe it is, at Stevensville Memorial Hall. Ridgeway, of course, has the Ridgeway Farmers Market already going on Saturday mornings. That's your best shot, Laura. Go to one of the farmers markets if you want some fresh strawberries.
Yeah, there used to be fields where you go and like pick your own.
Just pick your own, yeah.
Yeah, that was like considered employment when I was a child.
Those are condos now.
They probably are.
What do you got, Brenda?
Paula is looking for a trained person to help her train her pups. She's reached out to some local people, but never heard back. Please let me know if you know someone.
We had someone on here yesterday.
Had you been listening to the show yesterday, we had Rob Tebow, soon to be of T-Bone Dog Training, on. You get in touch with him.
Yeah.
Suggestions were Pep Canine and Honor Bound Kennels.
Yeah. I mean, there are quite a few dog trainers either in town or very close. You know, there's quite a number to choose from. Seems like Google might have been the better search than Fort Erie questions and answers.
I can understand. It sounds like she's done the search, but people just didn't get back to her.
Well, maybe they don't want her dog. Who knows what kind of dog she's got? Maybe she's got some angry pug or something that nobody wants to deal with. Let's see here. Jane says, does anyone know where we can take an area rug to have it cleaned? Which, the only reason I brought this up, nobody had good answers. Somebody said there's a place in Chippewa or something you can go to. But one person, I brought this up because this happens every time in 40 Erie questions and answers. A person responds and said, I bought a carpet cleaner and do it myself. Well, good for you, man. We're also proud of you. We really appreciate that.
An area rug, though, trying to use a carpet cleaner for that, doesn't that leave like big mess on your floor?
I have no idea. But either way, that wasn't the question. I mean, the question was, does anybody know we could take an area rug to have it clean? Guys, just answer the question. If you don't know, then just move on. You don't have to
just say, I don't know.
Check out my superiority.
Saying I don't know.
I bought a carpet cleaner.
I have a carpet cleaner.
I do too.
And I chose to scrub a stain on the carpet in front of the carpet cleaner, and I ended up breaking my wrist.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, true story. Happened about a year ago.
Brenda,
and I'll
there's
tell
so
you,
much I don't know about
it's
you.
like the carpet cleaner was right there.
It's a good thing we don't do mental fitness tests before hiring here at Fort Erie Radio. Eh?
Oh, I'd be a dumpster fire.
You broke your ankle in the traveling clown circus, and you broke your wrist cleaning a carpet.
Yep.
What else? You broke.
That was like angry carpet cleaning. I'll tell you.
I guess it must have been.
I was very angry.
What else we got?
Okay, Charlotte wants to know: does anyone know of a cat groomer? She's got a cat that needs a bath and a brush out. Thanks in advance. And you know what? I would find that knowing that helpful too. Apparently, Kayla at the Barkside on Ridge Road North looks after kitty cats.
Okay.
And she's also very good with dogs. Someone else said Charlotte Webb. Yeah.
I mean, so all groomers, then the ones who groom dogs don't necessarily groom cats. Is that the idea?
Hell no.
No?
Hell no.
Okay.
In fact,
Okay.
I'm in desperate need of finding someone who's willing to come to my house to like trim the nails of the Fluffalupicus because I got ghosted
Doesn't
by the
the
last
vet
lady.
do that for free or something? If you go to the...
if he's still welcome at the vet.
Oh, I see.
He's not welcome at the vets anymore. And like I said, I had the groom and Zoom lady come who was lovely.
Yeah.
And it's a great service because they come to your house. You don't have to take your pet anywhere.
Well, that's a bit of good news.
But yeah, Lupicus ruined that for everyone.
If you're just joining us, this is a part of the show. We go through the Facebook group called Fort Erie Questions and Answers. Pick on any questions and answers we thought were especially interesting or helpful. I have a cat one here. Somebody posted a photo and say, anyone lose a cat? White and gray. Now, there were no responses to this, probably because if I saw a cat outdoors somewhere, I wouldn't assume somebody lost a cat. I would assume it's an outdoor cat.
Yeah.
Right? Like I just find that strange. What about this cat suggested? Because it looks like a pretty nondescript cat.
Yeah, it
what
just looks like a gray and white cat that's just outside.
Like peeking in the bushes, like it's looking for mice or something.
It's being a cat.
Yeah.
It's being a cat. Michael wants to know any good places to buy a cord of firewood. That's like just driving down Dominion Road, basically.
Yeah.
There's everybody and their dog seems to be selling wood, but somebody made a suggestion, stop by Larry's place on Garrison Road.
Wait, they're selling what?
Wood.
I couldn't resist.
Of course you could. Yeah,
you knew that was coming before I even hit the button.
I did. And a few people, Allen Tree, apparently at the corner of Nye and Gorham, good source for wood.
Yeah, there's tons along Dominion, there's...
It seems to be like Dominion Road sells, like it's where firewood and eggs live.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Farm fresh eggs everywhere. Let's see. Fran asks, I went out to get my blue bin and it wasn't there. Oh my goodness. Dun, dun, dun. Where can I get another one? This sounds like a whole epic saga in here. Somebody said I have an extra one. I think a lot of people do. Ask one of your neighbors. They can just give you a blue bin. If you really need to get another one, I mean, you can buy them at Canadian Tire.
Yeah. Also, like if you just contact the Birdie Street Street dump, you can go down there. I think they're like $8. Because I need to go down and get a new gray bin because mine's all been cracked.
Are you going to bring that home on your scooter? You're just going to have a gray bin just sitting on the back of your scooter there with Fort Erie Radio stickers on.
Yeah, I've got Fort Erie Radio stickers on my bike, man.
Represent.
Bucket there.
Yeah.
Represent.
Yeah, I mean, that's what people said. Either go to the dump. One of the person here said in the comments, wait for a good windstorm. You'll get another one.
Yeah, exactly. It's probably how she lost the first one.
Some idiot here said, I put my address with a permanent marker on mine. Well, that's fine if you can find it. The original poster said it's not there. I mean, good job putting your address on it.
In case it blows away so someone can bring it back. I know I wrote on my garbage bin, I'm lost. Yeah. Please help me get home. I live at, and I've got the address on there.
Yeah, I just did like an identifying marker on mine because my street's like a wind tunnel. They all collect when the wind's blowing. And so I just took like a can of spray paint and just made a marking on it. So it's like, it's clearly mine. Nobody else has done this kind of graffiti.
When our gray bin went missing and I asked where it went, my husband just laughed and went, Buffalo.
Probably. You got some more?
Yeah. Is there someone who can replace a beaded liner for an above ground pool?
Yeah, the pool stores.
I have the liner, so I guess they're just looking for labor to come and put the liner in for them.
That's what it sounds like, because that is the bigger. I mean, it's not a small job, especially depending on the size of the pool.
One person volunteered, and another person just said like
they volunteered.
Yeah,
you have a pool and a pool liner that you bought that presumably cost you money, and you want volunteer labor to install it?
No, somebody volunteered and said,
crazy.
I can PM me.
Pay them. That's not right.
Which is kind of crazy. And the person who suggested about, Google it, they said, yeah, I would totally Google it. I know how to do it, but I'm a senior now and can't.
Yeah, while you're at it, Google how to rough in a bathroom too, and how to do framework. Why not? Just,
YouTube
Google
can talk
everything.
you through everything.
Yeah, of course.
Liver surgery, like whatever.
Yeah, if you're gonna fill a metal contraption with 50,000 plus liters of water in your backyard, just Google it. It's fine.
You know what? There is a commercial about that. There's like a guy, he's being pulled out of his house like on a stretcher, and he's like, I guess I shouldn't have tried to remove the appendix myself.
Yeah,
and it's like not everything is like good advice from YouTube.
Well, this is
They've got some great instructional videos, but like there's a difference between major renovations and making sourdough starter.
Knowing how to do something and actually being able to do it are two very different things.
Skill and knowledge. There's a line.
The last one I'll mention here, 40 questions and answers, is Karen says, where are drop boxes for good used clothing? And, a bunch of people mentioned different locations, but I'm going to suggest go to forterieradio.ca. We have a whole guide on there of every place you can donate clothes in town. You may have to search for it because it was published a couple months ago, but we have sort of the definitive list. Everywhere in town you can take your used clothes. So don't go to Fort Erie Questions and Answers. Go to forterieradio.ca. That's the correct answer. It is National Shopping Cart Day, Brenda. I don't know if you knew this.
I did. In fact,
you told me, I think.
Some exciting shopping cart information. Like it's only been altered like 3 times since it was invented in 1937.
Well, we're going to take another look at traffic. We're going to get into National Shopping Cart Day because that's a huge deal. Right now, though, it is 7:36. We're going to listen to Paramore on Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Morning, you're listening to Fort Erie Radio, 749, 18 degrees. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
And it is National Shopping Cart Day.
Yes, it is.
Boy,
spectacular.
Oh boy. If you ever needed a national day for something, it is shopping carts.
Fun fact, it was invented in 1937 by a guy by the name of Sylvan Goldman.
So, okay.
He was the owner of the Humpty Dumpty supermarket chain.
Can I push back on that? You're telling me before 1930, whatever, nobody could figure out what to do with their groceries?
I guess you couldn't afford to buy that many groceries.
Yeah, well, I guess.
Because the Great Depression and everything.
All that, yeah. Make your own bread at home.
Exactly.
But we wanted to take this in the direction of a bit of a public service announcement because most people understand shopping cart etiquette, but there are a few of you out there, Walmart, Sobeys, and Joe's, and some of the other places around town, who just like to take your cart and leave it in the middle of a parking lot.
Which drives me mental.
You know what's even crazier is the people who put it up, like they will go out of their way to jockey it away from cars or
and
put it up
on an island.
On an island when you're like, you're 10 feet away from the cart corral, bud.
Yeah. And you know what? And I'm just a bit OCD about this, but when I go to the cart corral and like return my cart.
Yeah.
I can't just like throw it in there and leave it all higgledy-piggledy. I need to make that line like neat. And like I don't know. I'm like one of those like sheep herding dogs. I need to like put them in their special piles. The tiny carts are in the right aisle.
Do you ever get into it with people? Like where you see somebody leave a cart in the parking lot and you go, hey, take that back.
No.
You ever done? No, I'm not that way either.
I haven't done that.
I'm not confrontational that way.
I think it's because like if I was in a car, I would be, but because I'm on a scooter, like that guy could just come by and bounce me with his car when he's pulling out. It's like self-preservation.
Bounce you with one of the carts?
No, bounce me with his car.
No, I know.
Would. But you know what? Yeah, you could probably time it with a cart. I don't want to give anyone any ideas, but yeah, you could probably take me. Take me out with a cart.
When I was a teenager, I worked at Zellers. I'm not bragging or anything, but when I back when Zellers was a thing, one of my tasks was to go out and collect all the carts in the parking lot. So I'm always conflicted on this one because yes, it's ignorant to leave your carts all over, but leaving carts all over was a great excuse for me to leave the store for a half hour. I'm like, guys, I got to go check behind the store, see if somebody dished some carts back there. You know?
Yeah, I always understand. Like, I don't understand. Okay, you're going to leave a shopping cart in the parking lot. Don't leave it in a parking spot.
Well, and don't leave it anywhere. Just put it in the cart corral. It's not that far. Like,
it's not far.
You walked around the entire monstrosity of Walmart, and it's like you can't take the car back or the cart back 10 feet.
And you know what? Chances are you're going to pass somebody going to the cart corral that you can say, hey, do you need a cart?
And they're going to go, not that one.
You seem like a hero because you like passed it on.
You look like you have clammy hands.
And apparently in 2012, they came up with driverless shopping carts.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it was invented.
Just what we needed.
It was invented by Chaotic Moon Labs. And I'm just curious, like, did one of their tires, like wheels, fail every once in a while just because, give you the authenticity?
I have no idea. But anyway, it is National Shopping Cart Day, and this is our reminder. Please take your carts back. Don't be ignorant.
Yeah, and leave the pile in a neat little pile. Don't be messy.
Organize them if you can. It's always, there's like one row that sticks way out into the parking lot.
I will not have it. I will not have it.
We got to look at what's making news coming up at the top of the hour. We're also giving away a round of golf for 4. That's all coming up. Right now, we're listening to Wild Thing on Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Good morning, that's us. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
You're listening to Fort Erie Radio. It's 8:09, 19 degrees. You are invited to join the conversation anytime. Radio doesn't have to be a one-way transmission. You can call or text us, 289-931-8400. We like hearing from you. Got a little Trailer Park Boys image here. We were just talking about cleaning up shopping carts.
Bubbles has our back.
Yeah. So Bubbles there with the carts, I mean, you can message us for any reason you want. It's really totally up to you. One great reason, though, you might want to. We just posted this to our socials last night. We got a giveaway going on for Father's Day.
Ooh.
If you love your father, if you don't like your father, you can just skip over this next part. If you do,
but not because again, like if you can win him a Father's Day gift and you don't
keep it for yourself.
You don't have to put out the money.
Yeah, well,
just like here, Dad, I got you a gift certificate. He thinks she paid for it.
Yeah.
Well,
courtesy of our friends at Fort Erie Golf Club, we are giving away a round of golf for 4.
Wow.
So Dad and 3 of his friends, because let's be honest, he's not going to take you. But
he's got to rent his own golf cart.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Or walk. The lazy bastard.
That's
Tell
funny.
him to walk.
Like it's about fitness. It's golf.
Yeah, it's golf. I know. It's half the fun is just drinking beer in a golf cart. But hey, here's how you win. We're going to run this right up until Father's Day weekend, June the 14th. On the morning show, Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell, we will pick a winner. You just got to call us or text us or even send us an email with with a funny story about your dad. Doesn't even have to be like knee slap funny. It could just be an amusing story, something entertaining. And the one we think is most entertaining, we'll give you the round of golf. It's that easy. So you can call or text us, 289-931-8400, or send us an email, hello@forterieradio.ca.
You're a dad. I look forward to your kids being old enough for you to have amusing dad stories.
They'll probably have all kinds of amusing stories, like just because.
No, not the horrifying, oh my God, my dad, like you won't believe what he did. I'm sure they have those now.
Yes.
But,
Like what?
Well,
what kind of stories do you think they're going to have?
I don't know how judgmental your 2-year-old is right now. But
if there ever were a judge of character, it is my 2-year-old right now.
Hey, she's cool. She's cool as hell. And frankly, like, I think you're dragging her down sometimes. Because
she is definitely the coolest member of our family. Actually, it's funny. My wife probably has us on right now. Probably Ellie's listening to this. This is the part where she eats
Ellie, you're the coolest kid on the world.
She eats her breakfast and goes, Daddy Radio. But yeah, so she's kind of in this stage where she goes from happy to pissed real quick.
That's just part of being a human.
Yeah, well, terrible twos, I guess. Last night, she was having trouble scooping a potato with her fork. She was having trouble like spearing the
Yeah.
thing. And then she had a complete meltdown and threw her fork at her baby sister. And we had to like calm her down. And when she was calm, she said sorry to her baby sister, to be fair. But we're getting a little bit of those terrible two explosions in our house right now.
I did hear a stand-up comic say that anybody that says that terrible twos are the worst is just because they've never had a 3-year-old yet.
Well, it is funny. Like it sort of came on so suddenly because we went from this very sweet, tranquil kid to all of a sudden. Just complete maniac. Like it's Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
You know what? I'd like to tell you that, like, from the female psyche point of view, that like 0 to evil in like 0.05 seconds is going to go away, but it's not. She's just going to hone that skill.
It's going to be like when she's. I always say like 2-year-old is like the teenager of being a toddler. You know, that's where you got some attitude
it's the
going on.
Training
over there.
ground. It's your first training ground for like being your own independent person.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love being a dad. I'm sure other dads feel the same way. Some of them have to at least. And great way that you can reward your dad for putting up with your nonsense is to enter our contest here, win a round of golf for Fort Erie Golf Club. Text us or email us your amusing dad stories. And June 14th, we will pick a winner. So you got time to get it in, but not too much time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know
but just get on it.
Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. We like reading your amusing stories anyway, so get them on in. Huge thanks to our friends at Fort Erie Golf Club for providing the round of 4. We appreciate that. Coming up next, we are going to be speaking with Mike A. I'm not even going to bother trying to pronounce his last name. Half of the Angels Live in My Town podcast. He's going to be joining us by phone.
Oh, cool.
I hear he's actually ducking out from work to take our call.
Thank you.
So nice guy, Mike. Appreciate that. We'll be talking to him just shortly. We also got another look at traffic coming up just around the corner. Right now it is 8:14. We're playing Thornley. You're listening to Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Good morning. That is us. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
It is currently 8:28, and we've got on the phone Mike A. from the Angels Live in My Town podcast. Mike, are you there?
I'm here. Hello.
I was quick to... What?
Am I at Jones and Tyrrell?
Yeah, you got us. Tyrrell, but you were close.
Oh,
I'm not a clan from Game of Thrones, but thanks.
That's interesting because my favorite interracial porn series is called Jones and Tyrell.
Well, there you go.
Well, it's just we learned something new. Mike, we're going to butcher your last name too. Is it Annunziati? Am I saying that right?
Not E.
No.
Nunziata.
Annunziata.
You bought all the vowels.
Yeah, I did. Well, hey, thanks for joining us this morning, Mike. We appreciate that.
Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we appreciate you making time for us, man. Let's start with a simple one. I know you got you and your co-host Mike D. You guys have got a huge comedy night coming up. But let's start first for anyone who might not be familiar with the podcast, Angels Live in My Town podcast. What is it? How long you been doing it? What's it all about?
Oh, thanks for asking. My good, very close friend, best friend, Mike D, and I decided during the pandemic that, Fort Erie, and Niagara region and everyone kind of needed a local podcast to talk about things that were going on in the area and in the region. And we wanted to have a comedic thrust, kind of like Howard Stern was like our favorite radio show, talk show growing up. And so Mike and I were just like, let's give it a shot. Like, let's see what we can do. And Mike kind of put a few stipulations because he didn't like podcasts.
Okay.
He wasn't a fan. So he wanted to film it. So it turned into also a YouTube channel. So it's got a video element to it. And then, through that, we kind of just reference a lot of our favorite pop culture things, talk about all the things that we like to talk about, or the things that are, topical, things that are going on in the world. As so happens, the last 3 years, there was a lot of things going on in the world. So we had a lot to chew on. And that was the genesis of it. We wanted to, and a lot of small businesses were getting crushed during the pandemic. So Mike and I were like, there's all these places that, want to promote their services or their goods, and let's give them a venue. Let's give them a platform where they can share the beautiful thing that they create.
Well,
So
and
that's what we did.
I think that's a noble calling, and it was a similar type thing that that I had done for years with the Fort Erie podcast. And I want to double check. You're of course doing the video element that's on YouTube. The podcast is available Spotify, Apple Music. I mean, all the places people would expect, or what?
And anywhere you want to get your podcast from. Spotify, Apple, Podbean, YouTube, and I don't know if there's any others. I think that's it. That's about it.
Now, do either one of you guys have?
Covers it.
Sorry, do either one of you guys have like a comedy background, or did you just decide during COVID? You know what? We're hilarious. Everybody's trapped. Let's do a podcast.
We're both really funny. We both crack a lot of jokes, but we never had a background in comedy. I sort of through the podcast now work with a lot of comedians. So like I had a background in video and television, film production, and so working with trying to get comedians onto the show, I started going to a lot of comedy clubs in Toronto. And that kind of became my thing. I started instead of nightclubs, I was going to comedy clubs, and I ended up linking up with a lot of big comedians. 3 years ago when we started One Night Only, we had Ben Bankus headline. Ben's now 200K followers on Instagram. When we met him, when I met Ben, he had 4,000 followers on Instagram, and was kind of like a rebel in the scene, doing pop-up shows in parks when they shut all the comedy down during COVID. I thought that was a great story. I reached out to him. We brought him on the podcast, and then Ben and I became good friends. And, through him, he's been a real good conduit to me, introducing me to a lot of young comedians in the scene in Toronto and in Canada, Ontario, and abroad. Tyler being one of them. I met Tyler about 4 months ago now. He's headlining One Night Only 3, our third annual event. And Tyler's just, massively talented joke writer and genius comedian. He writes for Andrew Schultz. He wrote for the more recent, very funny Tom Brady roast. He wrote a bunch of Schultz's jokes. So he's a real killer. He's a real funny guy. We wanted to bring him to Fort Erie. He was kind enough to agree to do the show, and now he's headlining for us in good old Crystal Beach, a place that really doesn't get a lot of comics come through. So
Mike,
excited.
if I can just jump in for a sec, I think that was a really masterful segue you did there. That's perfect, because this is your third year. Angels Live in My Town. The third year you guys are presenting One Night Only. So you're calling it One Night Only Part 3, a fistful of funny. It's a comedy show happening July 13th in Crystal Beach at the Crystal Ridge Community Center. You've got Tyler Morrison, Tom O'Donnell, Robert Cackham, hopefully I'm saying that right, Clint Hemsworth. Cackham, okay. Cackham. It's a 19-plus show, so this is not a comedy show for children. Show gets going at 8 o'clock. What else can you tell us to expect from this show coming up?
Oh, well, I mean, it's just a fun night for everyone. 19 years old, of course. You have to be of age because we will be serving alcohol. Mm-hmm. We have food also from the Sicilian Chef, great local restaurant in Fort Erie. Authentic Sicilian cuisine. I think we got to have sausage and peppers there. It's going to be great. And I also, this is like you're asking me if I had a background in comedy. We've been toiling with the idea that I'm going to make a stand-up debut. I might do a 5-minute set to try it out. I've never done stand-up before in my life. But I've got a lot of support from, this comedic kind of universe that we're in now. And some of these guys have, really encouraged me to do it. So you might see me do stand-up. There's a good chance, as long as Mike passes me, the other Mike D says he wants to see my set. He wants to vet it out thoroughly, and and hopefully, it'd be kind of cool. It's never done it. It's kind of like, I think it's like skydiving. It's just like one of those rush kind of things, You get out there. Yeah.
Stand-up comedy is a lot less likely to kill you if it goes awry.
Well, it depends on where you're playing.
You never know.
We got about 2 minutes left, and I think Brenda's got a question for you here.
Yeah. How
Brenda.
do people get tickets for this?
You can get tickets online through our ticket scene link. You can go to our Instagram page, Angels Live in My Town, at Angels Live in My Town. It's the link's in the bio if you need to get it there. You can also get the tickets off me and Mike, hard tickets. Me and Mike are going to be at the Crystal Beach Market this upcoming weekend, the following weekend. And actually, we're probably going to be there a bunch of the weekends leading up to the event. So just come down to the Crystal Beach Market. You can probably find us there. We'll have a booth, and you can buy hard tickets there from us and avoid the service fees. So save yourself a few little bucks from getting them online. But otherwise, just get them on our ticket scene website, or just DM or contact Mike and Mike, me, either of the Mikes. If you know us, and we can hook you up with tickets.
Well, that sounds great, man. Well, hey, we want to thank you for making some time and coming on our show this morning, telling us about that. Hang on the line here a sec, okay? We're gonna we'll see you out in just a sec, okay?
Thanks so much, Brent.
All right, hang on. We have a bat biting incident at a concert, and Ozzy was not involved in this one.
Yeah, in fact, I bet you she's regretting not touring with Ozzy.
Yeah, a young lady. We'll tell you all about that. That's coming up. We got another look at traffic just around the corner. It's currently 8:37. You're listening to Disturbed on Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
It's 8:48. Good morning. That's us. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
It is 19 degrees. We invite you, as always, join the conversation. Call or text us, 289-931-8400. We posted the Father's Day contest we have going on right up till June 14th. Win a round for 4 at Fort Erie Golf Club. We got an entry here by email. You want to hear this, Brenda?
Cool, I do.
Yeah, here's an email entry. Somebody's Father's Day, specifically a golf story. We didn't specify it had to be golf story. It's just a golf prize if we pick your story. Okay?
See, that's trying to influence us. Look, my dad's already into golf.
Well, this happened to this person's fiance. So his fiance told me yesterday a memory from when he was around 14. Him and his dad went to the Canadian Open together, and while in line for the porta potty, Jack Nicholson cut right in front of my fiance, ran inside, did his business. And when he came out, everyone clapped, and Jack gave an appreciation nod like he just made a nice putt. It's a pretty good story.
Yeah, I can't believe it. No one was mad that he, I guess you'd understand it. But you think he'd have a better bathroom than the porta potty.
They make the professional players just use the porta potty with the rest of the plebes.
That kind of sucks.
We do have a story here. Brenda's got a story here, a rock and roll concert story that involves a bat but does not involve Ozzy. What happened?
Yeah, well, this is it. Taylor Momsen wished she was touring, I think, with Ozzy as opposed to AC/DC. At her concert the AC/DC concert in Seville, Spain, the fans started waving her down, and she said, "You guys are pointing at something. I want to know what you're saying." Turns out they were telling her there was a flying bat on her leg.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and the bat...
as opposed to a non-flying bat?
I guess, as opposed to a walking bat.
So a bat was stuck to her leg. People were trying to...
she didn't notice.
Right.
So the people waved her down to let her know.
Did she get bit? She get superpowers?
She did. She got... Well, I don't know about the superpowers, but she did get bit. And she's on 2 weeks worth of rabies shots.
Wow. Go to an AC/DC.
As a result of that.
Most people just need something to treat their syphilis after an AC/DC concert.
Maybe back in the day. I don't know if you get it from them now. Maybe Alzheimer's. Sure.
If Alzheimer's was sketchy, you'd get it at an AC/DC show.
It's one of the reasons why Angus Young goes back and forth on the stage. He's lost.
He doesn't know where he is. He's like Joe Biden after a press conference.
Yeah, I love you, Angus Young, in case you're listening.
Could you imagine Angus Young listening to our show in the morning?
It'd be pretty awesome.
That would be good. Yeah, text us, Angus, 289-931-8400.
You know what? Just anybody named Angus, just so I feel special.
If your name is Angus, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, totally.
So she gets bit by a bat. Does she finish her set?
It doesn't say she didn't.
Okay.
She was when she noticed that the bat was there, she was like, "Oh, there's a bat on my leg right now. Can someone help me, please?"
And did roadies come out and help?
Yeah, roadies came out and removed the bat. I'm assuming that's when they bit her. And when they took the bat off, where she said, "Gracias, it's all right," and the bat's fine. He's going to be my new friend. And then that was followed by a holy, and I'm assuming that's when the biting happened.
Can you imagine if she's an orphan and stuff too, and then she just decided to put on a cape and fight crime after?
You know what? That'd be cool. My initials are Bat.
Story.
That was worth getting married right there.
Oh yeah.
Just so.
What's your middle name?
It's Anne.
Anne?
Yeah.
It's a certain generation. Everybody was Anne or James.
I was named after someone, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what happened.
It's one of those, but yeah, Bat. That's my new initials. It's pretty awesome.
Well, we got to look at news, sports, weather coming up at the top of the hour, as we do at the top of every hour. So stay tuned for that. And then it must be 1999 again, because the real Slim Shady is making news. We're going to talk about that.
Word.
Coming up. Right now, we're listening to the Foo Fighters. It's 8:51. This is Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
Good morning. That is us. It's 9:09. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
22 degrees currently. You can join the conversation anytime. Call or text us. 289-931-8400. Got a text. And I get this question all the time, Brenda. I don't know if you get this too, but people ask, like, can you replay? You know, they want to hear a part of the show or the interview again. That's not how radio works.
Not live radio.
It's not a VHS, man. Can't just rewind it.
Look at you showing your age, and you're always saying I'm old.
Be kind, please rewind.
You're doing like VHS references.
Well, the thing is, like, I mean, it's a one shot deal, man.
Yeah,
you got to
it's live
tune in.
Radio. That's the joy of live radio. It's live.
It's live. We are really doing the thing. Coming to you live from Queen Street. We are here broadcasting at Fort Erie Radio. In preparation for his next album, Brenda, I know you've already heard this song.
Oh, yeah, I'm loving this one. Houdini?
This new track,
loving it.
Houdini from Eminem. The real Slim Shady is back. And we're a rock station, so, I mean, we don't generally play a lot of Eminem, but...
Well, it counts as rock, man. He's using Abracadabra as a bass for it. That's a classic rock song.
I guess, but...
Abracadabra, Steve Miller Band. Show some love and appreciation.
Yeah, I mean, the track itself is fine.
It's awesome.
It's been, it made news, and this is one of these fake outrage things. I feel like everybody's got a commentary about some of the lines, as if Eminem has never had a song that's had some controversial lines in it before. People all bent out of shape because he made a joke about Megan Thee Stallion being shot in the foot. He calls his kids brats. He had a line about his transgender Siamese cat. I mean...
That identifies as Chinese.
Right, that identifies as Chinese. Yeah. So, and understandably, this was sort of always the MO of Slim Shady, right? Was like, hey, let's see how many people we can offend in one go. And it seems to be working in a way that it almost didn't in 1999.
Yeah, he's like a magical checklist of how many people can I get with this one tune. Personally, I'm a fan. I always have been a big fan of Eminem.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I find his stuff really clever. And like even when he was like still D12, my band, hilarious song.
Yeah.
And it's genuine commentary on what happens when you're in a band. It's just so good.
Right. But there was a lot of, I mean, I don't think anybody ever denies that he was a clever lyricist. It's just the question I think now that seems to be coming up on social media is, in 2024, does this go too far for people's sensibilities, right? That in 25 years ago...
Personally, I think people are like, you're way too sensitive. You need to just chill because, newsflash, if you're going to interact with human beings, they're going to upset you. It's what happens because we're people and we have different opinions and different outlooks and stuff. Just pick up the shattered piece of your life and move on.
But I think the thing to remember about somebody like Eminem is that I don't know that he has any real strong or offensive opinions. I mean, he's literally trolling people with the lyrics.
Well,
it's
you know
like,
what the magic of this is, though? Like, I don't like this song. Shut it off.
You can just
move
keep
on.
moving. Yeah.
Again, pick up the shattered pieces of your life. Move on. Whatever floats your boat, but that doesn't give you a right to sink mine, man. Let me do my thing.
I think you and I come from sort of a different era, though, where we used to be told things like sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never hurt you. And now there's a whole generation of kids coming up being told that words are violence. That words are literal violence.
Yeah,
and you're
no, I come from the generation of, you think those words hurt you?
Yeah, I got more in store. And I actually thought, reading through the lyrics, I read through the lyrics to this whole song. I thought it was pretty tame compared to the stuff he was doing a couple decades ago. Really and truly.
It's even tame compared to Berserk.
Yes, even just a few years ago, right? So I'm personally not bothered by this song. I know some people are. I know it's been making its rounds.
Wah.
But,
Just like wah. Karen, survive.
I don't think it's the Karens. It's the little mini Karens. It's the.
That's a version of Karen.
Is it?
It doesn't matter how big they are. It's a Karen.
Okay.
Like, just get over it.
Well, you're welcome to weigh in. Let us know what you think. Are you a fan of this new Eminem track, Houdini?
Or are you a snowflake?
Are you a snowflake? 289-931-8400. Let us know what you think. We got to look at traffic coming up here in just a moment. Brenda, you a big fan of museums?
I am.
You are?
I am.
Uh-huh. How about poo museums?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I heard, and I can't wait.
As it turns out, there's such a thing. Every morning around 6:30, we like to do a thing called the Weird Damn News, the strangest news stories.
So damn good.
We find from around the world, and we're going to do another bonus round of it today coming up around 9:30. Right now, we're listening to Queens of the Stone Age on Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
That's us. Good morning. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
It is currently 9:26, 22 degrees. We got our Father's Day contest going on this week and next, right up until Friday the 14th. Get your amusing Father's Day stories in.
Yes.
We
already have one.
Yeah, we got one in by email. You can find the details on all our social medias, but essentially in a nutshell, it works like this. You're going to call or text us or email us your amusing dad stories. These don't have to be like knee-slapping funny, but they should be something amusing that happened with your dad. And we're going to pick a winner on June 14th. You're going to win a round of golf for 4 at Fort Erie Golf Club.
I think it's pretty safe to say that everybody's got a funny dad story, even if it's like funny in retrospect kind of thing.
He can be the butt of the joke. That's fine.
I think if you have a dad, it's happened at some point.
It's safe to say, yeah, if you got a dad, you probably got a funny story in there somewhere. We like to do a feature every morning around 6:30. We're going to do another one, a second round today. It's just approaching 9:30 here. And we call this the Weird Damn News. And this is a collection of some of the strangest stories we found from all around the world. Brenda, what do we got?
George Frandison, who has the world's largest collection of coprolites.
The largest collection of what?
Coprolites.
What is that?
We'll get there.
Okay.
He now his collection is over 8,000 pieces. And he says that several years ago, he noticed a glaring absence of coprolite representation in mainstream sources of museum exhibits. So as a result, in Arizona, there is now the Pooseum.
The what?
The Pooseum.
So when I asked what coprolites are you saying it's just poo?
Yeah, that's the scientific name for fossilized poo.
Fossilized.
Fossilized poo.
Because I always feel weird.
Dinosaur. Okay. Apparently,
dinosaur poo. He's got a collection of dinosaur poo.
The Pooseum is billed as the world's premier dinosaur poop museum and gift shop.
Well, I'll bet. Does he have a lot of competitors?
You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb and say no.
I'm looking this up on Yelp right now. Yelp,
he says his revenue is generated primarily through our dinosaur-themed gift shop, ensuring that access to knowledge and discovery remains unrestricted.
So I'm looking right here. Is this the? No, this is a different place in England. There's literally the National Poo Museum.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so it's not.
Well, that one though would be more historic.
So okay.
Because it's in England, so they have more of a history.
So as it turns out, there actually is a market for people that want to spend money to go see to go check out poo.
You don't have to spend money here at the Pooseum. No. Free admission.
Free admission, worth every penny too.
Save all that money for the Dinosaur Poop Museum and gift shop.
Well, I'll tell you right now, next time I'm in Arizona, it's a lovely place. I will not be visiting the Pooseum.
Williams? You're not going to stop by Williams, Arizona?
Williams? Is it anywhere near Scottsdale or something?
I don't know, but it should be.
Yeah, I'm going to pass. I appreciate it, though. Thank you for letting me know.
I thought that was like a great tourist destination kind of.
What are those poop fossils called again?
Coprolites.
Coprolites? It
Yeah.
sounds like a light beer, like Coprolites, like.
Yeah.
It's right up there with Miller Lite or Bud Light or something.
Coprolites.
I don't know. That's what it sounds like to me.
But I know the next time that I'm frustrated that no one's picked up the mess in the yard from the dog, I'll just think, oh no, we're starting a coprolite museum.
Yeah, start a museum in your backyard. Charge admission, or maybe just non-perishables for cope or something.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
You could do some good in the world, one piece of poo at a time.
And that's kind of like spring. That's what the backyard's like in spring.
It is a poo museum.
It's a museum.
After the big deep thaw, and you go out there with the entire trash can on wheels. You're like, let's do it. I've got a story here. If you're just joining us, by the way, this is a feature we do. We like to call the Weird Damn News, the strangest news stories we found from around the globe. This one is local, though. It's not very often we have a local story, and
local weirdness. Bring it on.
I almost didn't know if I wanted to cover this one because it's kind of sad, but it's one of those stories that's like you wouldn't believe it unless you actually. I mean, unless we told you that it's real news. But this story happened here in Niagara in a dorm room. but we don't know what dorm room. It doesn't mention like what school. So that leads me to believe that the perpetrator, the person involved in this awfulness, probably underage. Who knows? This could have happened at FIA right here in town for all we know. We don't know where it happened, but a kid decided to pull some kind of prank.
As kids do. As
kids do. Well, unfortunately, this kid went a little far. His prank was going to involve live animals, a pot-bellied pig and some chickens. And
I'm intrigued.
Well, unfortunately, he decided to get these animals. Where he got them, we don't know, but well in advance of the prank. And so he kept them basically in boxes in his dorm room.
What?
Which caused some pretty severe harm. The animal's rough shape. I'm not going to go through all the gory details because it's a pretty awful story, especially if you're an animal lover. But prank gone too far. Humane Society of Greater Niagara got involved and is kind of nursing the pig and the chickens back to health. Weird story in the sense that somebody thought this was a good idea.
Yeah.
I don't tend to go out of my way to be a bleeding heart about various animal issues, but I mean, I don't know who would have thought this was a good idea.
Well, not only that, like I'm also thinking like dorm rooms aren't that big. How many animals were involved and nobody on campus noticed that,
I don't know, private dorm room maybe this kid.
It sounds pretty private.
Because again, the person is not named, and it strikes me as though if this person was 18 plus, they would have been named. So somebody young and stupid, obviously, or just some serial killer without a conscience, who knows? But
serial killer in training.
Like the pig couldn't move, couldn't pee, ended up with a UTI infection, result of holding its urine, skin infection. I mean, it was like,
well, okay,
it was
again,
gross.
like how long was this pig in the dorm room and nobody?
A week.
Okay, and nobody noticed. No sounds, no smells, like.
Maybe this kid's room always smelled bad. It's like always smelled that way, But yeah, that's a story that I thought would have come out of Florida, maybe, but not here, not in our backyard.
That's just well, I can see it here just because you'd have, I guess, more access to various farm animals in a farming community.
Maybe, but
still, it's just a heaping serving of wrong. If some child shows up at your farm and wants to buy a pig for no descript reason, be suspicious.
Yeah, I'd be a little. I find that a bit sussy, as the kids would say.
Yeah.
Somebody on Facebook commented, "What is wrong with the youth of today? Parents do better." Well, I'm pretty sure the parents didn't tell him to go kidnap a pig and stick it in a box.
Well,
get real.
I can see where the parental, where was the upbringing that he wouldn't know that keeping a pig in a box somewhere in your room is not a good idea.
Yeah,
I can see where perhaps a gap in his education.
Or a gap between his ears, one or the other.
Yeah, either way, on a happier note, Brent.
Yeah.
When you want more salt in your food?
I always want more salt in my food.
Okay, well...
How did you know?
What do you do?
I put salt on my food.
No, not anymore.
Or liquid salt, a.k.a. soy sauce.
Not anymore.
Or creamy salt spread, like margarine.
All of that is behind you now.
Oh, what do you do now?
Because there's now the electric salt spoon.
What?
Yeah, it works by passing a weak electric current through to the tip of the device to concentrate the sodium ion molecules onto your tongue.
I see. Okay.
Because that just sounds like a really good idea.
So not more salt, it just puts the salt where you need it. So you get the full experience.
Okay, did you not notice the weak electric current part? Because that just sounds like a good idea.
What, just shoving that in your mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, why?
Or in soup, or like...
Just stick this electric current into your bowl of chicken noodle.
And can I say, like in the demo picture, first off, it's a plastic spoon. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, she is eating soup.
She's eating soup.
She's eating soup.
Well, you
with
stick
the
an electric toothbrush in your mouth, right?
Yeah. Why? Just.
And how much is this device, by the way, compared to a salt shaker?
It doesn't say, but it's apparently it's made of plastic and metal, and it's aimed at people struggling to reduce their salt intake. As researchers claim, it promotes healthier eating. I think just having a spoon that, sends an electrical shock to your tongue, that's gonna cut back.
Yeah, I mean, they could have gone the shock method, I suppose. That might have been the one way of doing it. I don't think anybody actually struggles with their salt intake. I think people just get told by their doctor, eat less salt, and they go, okay, and then they go home and eat whatever they want.
Yeah, or just people just don't like salt, so they don't.
Who doesn't like salt?
I don't know.
Everybody loves salt.
You know what? It's the same freakish people that don't enjoy bacon.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you wanted bacon, this kid probably you can probably find some in a dorm room near you.
Just so wrong.
Well, I mean, it's that odd conflict we have as people that we go, don't hurt the pig unless I'm going to eat it. Anyway, we got another
I
look.
always used to believe that animals that you ate for meat just died of old age.
Of course they do.
And that was where that's where the food came from. They lived on farms. They were happy with the dog that you never saw again, just happy living on the farm. And then when nature took its course, it's like the grocery store was kind of like, I don't know, their cemetery.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
that's exactly how it works. Don't let Brenda think otherwise. We got another look at traffic coming up just around the corner here. We got a whole pile of community events, tons of stuff happening in our town this week. Right now we're listening to Bob Seger. It's 9:36. It's Fort Erie Radio.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell.
That is us. Hello, it's 9:47. I'm Brent Jones.
And I'm Brenda Tyrrell.
And we are going to take a look at some community events happening in our town over the next couple of days. What's going on, Brenda?
The Grief Recovery Outreach Program begins today. It's first of 5 grief recovery sessions hosted by Brenner and Williams Funeral Services at the Fort Erie Public Library starting at 6 p.m.
Yeah, that is the Centennial branch of the Fort Erie Public Library on Gilmore Road. Stevensville Farmers Market opening day is coming up tomorrow. Stevensville Memorial Hall, 2 to 6 p.m. Vendors and the addition of food trucks this year. That is something new for you to attend. You can check that out. What else we got?
Peacock School of Dance early registration starts tomorrow for kids 3 and up. You can register early for fall dance classes. That starts tomorrow at 5 o'clock at the Peacock School of Dance. You can email Doreen. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. I don't know. DERENEV@hotmail.com.
Doreen, yeah, let's go with Doreen. That sounds good to me. That is our show for today. Make sure to get your entries in for our Father's Day contest. If you're one of those people that sucks at buying gifts, don't get your dad another tie for Father's Day. That's an awful gift. He does not want it. You can find the details on our socials. We're at Fort Erie Radio everywhere. Basically, you're going to text, call, or email us with a funny story about your dad. Have a chance to win a free round of golf for 4, courtesy of Fort Erie Golf Club.
Perfect gift, because you didn't have to pay for it.
You don't even have to go. Tell him to take 3 of his friends, and you can have a little peace on Father's Day.
Exactly. Hang out with 3 of your dad friends.
Catch the Andrea Jones show today at 1 o'clock. Stephen Pissarro show tonight at 6. We are back on air tomorrow, 6 to 10. Don't miss us, or we'll miss you.
Yeah, we'll miss you anyway until then.
That's right. Anything else?
No, that's it. That's all. Have yourself a great rest of your day, people.
All right, bye.
Mornings with Jones and Tyrrell. Weekdays 6 to 10 a.m. Only on Fort Erie Radio.